to the FiscalSolutions YouTube channel. We have information that all retailers in Hungary have challenging process in front of themselves in case they would like to sell goods or provide services in this country. So today we are dealing with complex process of fiscalization in Hungary. Dragana Babic, our legal consultant, is in our studio again. Welcome, Dragana.
Thank you for having me.
Is process of fiscalization in Hungary indeed so complex? And can you please clarify the situation in practice?
Well, it is certainly safe to say that those kinds of information have a strong reason in practice. The general principle of the fiscalization system in Hungary includes the whole solution, fiscal solution, which shall be used in the store for creating and issuing of receipts. The authorities have set up the requirement standard which absolutely minimizes the possibilities for different types of tax fraud which can happen in the cash register environment. Practically, the system implies the following. Certification of the entire fiscal solution, which includes the POS application and the fiscal printer with the customer display as a whole. Tests and the certification procedure demand some interaction with fiscal entities in the country. All-inclusive documentation must be provided to the authorities for the certification purposes, between which the documentation which describes all functions, methods of usage and layout of fiscal and non-fiscal documents have to be provided on Hungarian language. Strict handling of integration of the POS application with the fiscal printer in regards to, for example, error handling and mandatory functionalities. And the transaction data are communicated with the authorities in real time, automatically, via GSM network by a communication module which is attached to the printer. During the recording of sales itself, there are some procedures which must be conducted, which are not so usual in other countries and which can be considered a bit challenging. First of all, for example, before beginning of each document, the existence of pairing between the POS application and the fiscal printer must be checked. Further on, before start of each transaction and between every item scanning, there has to be a possibility to check the status of the communication module, which is called the AEE, which is attached to the printer. That status must be read by the POS application. Further on, the fiscal printer must record every single POS turn on and off event. Next, as a built-in function of the POS application, there must be a possibility, a function for querying and presenting of the used version of the POS application on the operator display available at all times. It is also important to notice the obligation to support 4 modes for currencies, which are related to the transition process of gradually switching from the mandatory and optional usage and acceptance of the domestic currency, which is called forint, to the euro. Also, last but not least, I would like to notice a fact which includes a procedure which shall not be always undertaken in practice, but has to be conducted. It is the fact that you have to support and you have to implement the procedures for handling of deposits for bottles, no matter the nature of the retailer.
Regarding the version of POS application you have mentioned, can you please explain how the situation with updates of the software is handled?
This is surely one of the crucial issues of the fiscalization requirements for retailers and software manufacturers. In some cases, there is no need to go through a new certification procedure. That is the case, for example, when modifying a service used in inventory management. But in other cases, which are fiscally relevant, reapproval procedure is mandatory. So the program must be reapproved when changing something in the code of sales, changing fiscal management programs, interfaces and modules. The good news is that the reapproval process costs less and lasts shorter than the initial certification procedure.
I'm glad to hear that they are also good news.
Yes, I agree.
Dragana, thank you for being my guest today and, of course, for all the information.
Thank you.
Dragana made a brief overview of really complex and demanding process of fiscalization in Hungary. In case you would like to know something more, feel free to leave us a comment. And of course, like, share and subscribe. See you soon. Bye.